Hits says, with the recent Sega losses being reported, should we be concerned with this affecting their game development studios, or is it strictly arcade stuff? Do you want to talk about that now? I want to jump over to that real quick, and then we'll finish up with the PS5 reviews and all of that as well. So we had Sega. They reported an extraordinary loss after they had issues with their arcade. Sega Sammy had issues with COVID because people weren't going. People aren't going to arcades. I don't even know if they could have been open at the time. So they unfortunately are reporting an extraordinary loss. They released their actual, because I thought they were going to report the actual number for the financial information, but it appears that they asked over 600 people if they would voluntarily retire. It's apparently executives getting their salary cut. It's not great right now with what just happened to them.
No bonuses either for their like upper management. 30% salary reduction and no bonuses. So it's pretty significant.
Yeah, what just happened is pretty bad. I know I can get the full number for how much the loss was. Nate, do you have any thoughts on this? Because I think we talked a little bit about this.
I think it was 9 point something, 9.7 million. I think 9 point something. I know it was like 9 million loss.
Let's see. What did you think about this one, Nate? Because the question was about games development.
No, it's not going to impact their games development. It's strictly on the arcade side of things, and it's that Sega Sammy. They sold 85% of their shares in Sega Entertainment. Sega Entertainment creates and operates the arcade locations, and they're still going to make games for arcades. It's just that they sat there and said the arcade business is no longer viable for us, and we're going to take a step back. It's not going to affect the day-to-day operations of a development for like the Sonic team. You're still going to get your Sonic games. You're still going to get whatever Sega actually makes these days. It's just the arcade side. So as far as the Western side and even European side, we're not really going to see these impacts. It's just the arcades in Japan that are being hit by this. As far as Sega day-to-day operations, this really isn't going to impact anything beyond that unless something else catastrophic within the company occurs. But right now it's strictly arcade. You don't have maybe your Dave and Buster's isn't going to get the next House of the Dead.
No,
that's really.
Oh yeah.
They still may make a new House of the Dead. It's just going. It's going to be more like that. So it's nothing for people to be like panicking over if you're worried about any of your favorite Sega IPs not getting made. Sega doesn't make them anyways. So
Sega expects an extraordinary loss of 10 billion yen during their financial year.
$96 million.
They asked 650 employees to voluntarily retire.
Do we think they're going to be acquired?
I've wondered that at times with Sega, but it's like Sega's a weird company because you look at them and you go, Sega should be really, really rich right now. Like if you really think about it, but I just feel like it's weird. It's so mismanaged at times for what they are.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's very weird to me.
Go ahead, Jim.
I'll say real quickly, and then you can play out this, but it seems like they don't want to be bought, because I feel like there's been a lot of different scenarios where they have become a very devalued company, and I bet they got offers and they just went, no, thank you. Like, it seems like they just don't want to be bought, no matter how bad or good things go.
Okay. What were you saying, OJ?
Nothing. Jordan, what were you saying? Jordan, were you going to say anything?
I have nothing to talk about.
No, I think I can remember right now. so yeah, like when it comes to Sega, dude, like I think that a part of the issue that I have with them, I mean, which I've talked about multiple times, is like it just seems like they're still stuck in this past way of making games. Like we're gonna focus on this and everybody's on this, and it's like the thing that made me know that they're mismanaged is like they were surprised when Persona 4 Golden sold well on PC. They were like, oh wow, we didn't expect it. It's like, what do you mean? You know, like you've got a game like one of the best RPGs made of all time, right? You've got a game that is like reviewed extremely well. People have been wanting to play this, and it took you 8 years to finally put it out on like something modern, you know? So I mean, that just tells me that it's just extremely mismanaged. They should be making way more money than that they make. So that's kind of just like what I wanted to say with it. Like the fact that they would sit there and say something like that, they were surprised that the game did that well. It's like, dude, you have some of the best games ever. You're not using any of your old school IPs like to reinvigorate your business. You're not doing anything. So, I mean, Persona is constantly stuck on singular systems for some reason, you know? So They've kind of changed things a little bit, but at the same time, I mean, we'll see what they do going forward. They had Shin Megami Tensei 3. The remaster just came out for PS4 and for Switch, and it did really well. Sold over 100K in Japan alone, not including digital. So that's already that's a good start. Those are the type of starts that you want to have, especially with something that's more on the niche end, So hopefully they can kind of get that together.
I always get a lot more nervous now when we talk about companies being acquired by other companies, because I always think in the back of my mind, if Google wants to get real serious all of a sudden about game streaming again and go, oh, you know what, Sega would help, or Amazon now. So that's always in my mind. I'm like, people think Microsoft right away, but like, you never know with those companies kind of around. But yeah, what Sega really needs is a good Sonic game. Not like, I don't mean like Sonic, maybe like a good top tier 3D Sonic game.
There's a lot of slander. I can't believe there's slander in here. Jeez.
Like they've been talking up this Sonic game that's in development right now since Sonic Forces for a little while. They talked about how they need more time with it and all this. I hope they actually show up with something really cool.
Forces 2.
I'm hoping it's like Sonic Adventure 3 that's actually good. That would be good. Use the name, do the sequel and make it good.
They need it because they haven't had a major hit Sonic game, a major hits 3D Sonic game in a really long time. So,
well, if they had it, they would also get, a bit more out of that mascot as well, because that mascot was like right next to Mario for a while in the 90s and is fallen so much. But they had the movie that was actually successful. Right. And, you play off of that. You have a good
Sonic Mania was good.
Yeah.
So.
They just got to cap it off with a good 3D Sonic game. I think that's the big thing there. So we'll see what happens.